It's happening. Listen, before this episode starts, we just thought we'd make a little clip to let you know that anyone who doesn't know, we now have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/another one podcast. And there's like a few different tiers on there. And we can go and get where you can sign up to us. And it helps us make this podcast. Helps us us pay for the podcast. Helps us make it better. Helps us improve and put more content out. We've got big plans for things we want to do. Haven't we? Since
Yes, we have. We've got big plans. We have got big plans.
Yes, Rob. Yes.
No, we have got big plans, and without anyone signing to the Patreon, this will die.
Yeah.
This will go away eventually, because if we can't make it work financially, we can't keep doing it, can we?
No, we can't just keep throwing fucking...
No, and we've got Aftermill to buy, and that fucking costs
We've got kids to pay for. Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest, if I can't provide, I'll leave.
Yeah.
So...
And we already know.
You don't want to make an orphan.
We already know how it's going, don't we? So we needed to be giving us something back.
Yeah, please.
Because we're bleeding here.
My kids are begging. My kids begging.
So sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/another one podcast.
That's it. There's 3 different tiers, loads of different prices.
Pick one.
Help
sign
us.
Up. You won't even notice it going out your bank. It's a couple of quid.
Less than a Tesco meal deal. Or, well, maybe more than a Tesco meal deal.
You'd buy a starving man a meal deal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I'm starving. That's what we are. Look at me.
Look at him. Do you think that? Do you think this?
Help.
Another one.
Hello, it's happening.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Another One podcast with me, Simon Wozniak.
And me,
Rob Thomas. And with us...
I'll introduce myself because you keep calling me a co-host and I don't like it.
Okay, right. Well, and then with us, hang on, with us, let's do the intro first.
Okay.
You just heard a little snippet then of a debutant. We've been trying to get him for ages.
We've got too many kids.
Finally nailed him down, Mr. Steve Harris.
Hiya.
And joining us again is the legend of Blackpool.
The king, isn't it?
The king.
Mr. Blackpool
Conor McGregor on AIDS.
Yeah. Conor McGregor with AIDS. Mr. fucking Blackpool.
I run this city.
My car actually
Ryan Gleeson.
Did it?
Just so somebody could say, oh my God, it's Ryan Gleeson. And I'm not lying. You can ring my wife up. She'll tell you the truth because she was fucking livid.
I one of my mates' daughters, we went to the races yesterday. Our mate's daughter left early because her footy team was going to Blackpool to see the lights.
Yeah.
And I went, my mate's on the light, you know. I actually felt a little tinge of pride. Like, said, you see a ginger fella with a long beard? I said, that's
looks
my
like
mate.
a pedo.
Have you turned the lights on?
I've never turned the lights on. I'm not.
He's on them now, isn't he?
Nah,
Are you on them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
you go down the light, you see him about 6 times.
Mr.
Good
fucking
lad.
Black.
Yeah.
Still not on the comedy carpet, though.
Nice.
No.
That'll happen.
Fucking arseholes.
That'll happen.
Only
We've got
put me on
to get
things that are
sensible Banksy
disposable.
it, mate.
How famous are you in Blackpool?
I'm not. People that have been to the comedy club know me. That's it. I used to have a little TV show
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
about 5 years ago that was only broadcast in Lancashire and only watched by 4% of Lancashire. That was shit. But I basically took the piss because I know how shit it was. And it ended up getting really popular because it was me taking the piss rather than me doing what they wanted.
Right, yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah, you don't want to invest in that because I've seen some of them. I think some Manchester people have done
Similar to that,
ones, yeah.
Yeah, but mine's better because it had me on it. Started my ADHD medicine today. I'm off my fucking tits on FET.
Oh, shit.
See why they gave it the Nazis.
Well, it's
I've got no empathy and I'm ready to kill.
Yeah, do a windmill.
Everyone's on ADHD.
I'll do that. I've got
now.
arthritis in my shoulders. Still a spastic up there.
All right.
Why'd you go and get tested for ADHD?
You what?
Why did you go and get tested for ADHD?
Have
I
you
was pissing my
spent
wife off.
more than 5 minutes with him?
Yeah, but it's just everyone. Everyone's got ADHD
I'm
now.
just. I know. Yeah,
I've got it.
Yeah. 21's got it.
It's the
Yeah.
new black.
It is.
No, because when I
It's the new
started...
cerebral palsy. There's too many of them in comedy.
I was
There's
talking
too many
about
people with
Yeah, no.
ADHD in comedy
I was
as
talking
well.
about this the other day, right? When I started, you'll remember this because you're old. Every comedian had to have been bullied at school. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then it
that's
moved on,
standard.
and every comedian had to be bisexual. That was the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then depressed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then bipolar.
Dead dad.
And
Yeah,
now,
it's
all
on the
of them.
Then it was bipolar.
I
Then
thought about killing my dad just to get a show.
yeah. So that's the way
That's
it seems to have gone.
the natural progression of the comedian. The lifetime of a comedian has gone.
In 10 years' time, you've just got to be a potato.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's my goal. It's when I turn to shine.
you're there.
Rob's in training.
2032. You see me at the Apollo, they just fucking roll me out.
With an Irish accent.
You like that girl in Slither?
Just
Have you
with a
seen
list.
Slither?
Yeah.
You ever seen Slither?
Don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. It's a bad reference.
I've not
I agree
seen
with
it.
you, though.
It's too niche.
Yeah, he agrees though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nod along and hope for the best. Google it afterwards.
How are you, Steve?
Hey, I'm good, mate. Yeah, thank you. How about you?
Looking well. I'm fine, thanks. Steve's a good pickpocket. Fagin.
Yeah. Some things don't leave you. You can take the boy out of Little Hull and Salford, you know.
That's my story with you now.
Yeah,
That's
you've
so
told
much
them
to-
at Patreon,
I'm
haven't you?
really
Yeah.
good at getting stuff out of your pockets, right?
Right.
Without you knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did it to him.
Are you explaining to me what a pickpocket is?
What?
Are you explaining to me what a pickpocket is?
Oh,
there?
look at you. You look like fucking Fagin, mate. You know exactly what a pickpocket is.
I got 5 kids, mate.
yeah.
To be fair, if you played Fagin and you the Dodger, that would be something I reckon that'd work.
Hang on, I'd be the Dodger. He's older than I am.
No, I'd have to be.
No, but you look
what's it?
I
you
look
look
older.
like the Dodger. No, you look like Fagin. Fagin's
Bill.
the
I'll be Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bully.
With
Yeah.
the Bullseye, the dog, and Nancy.
Bullseye. Fetch.
I'll be the one with the children. No.
Bone.
Yeah, but you're the master pickpocket.
Yeah.
So then that's Dodger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Artful
yeah.
Dodger.
You reckon his OCD, you know?
Yeah.
You fear when
I know.
you fear when he's miscast you, and he's reckoning his head now.
Yeah, no, but you where did you learn to do that?
Well, just
'Cause it is like
growing up
magic.
in the streets, and I used to do it to all my mates anyway and stuff like that. I don't know what it is about me. I can do something straight away. If somebody shows me something, I can do it straight away.
Sound like him
yeah,
now.
Yeah, and they used to call me Up All Night. That was my nickname.
Yeah.
Up All Night, Nested, and Windsweep Head. If I tried to brush my hair, so I could never get away from
Right.
the bullies. Like, but I got so you could show me something. Like already, like now, I know I can water ski. Right, I've never done it, but I know I'll get up and I'll do it like that. Right, that's
Right. Have you've never done it though?
No.
So what's made you think you can water ski?
Because I've thought about it and I can do it. I'm telling you.
When
I'm
did you
telling
think
right?
about it?
All the time. All the time.
But you've never done it.
No,
What are you constantly thinking about?
Because I
That's why you gotta do
it's
any
a
new
challenge-
material,
It's a
just-
challenge
it's-
to myself, right?
Water
Because
skiing.
I know what I'm like. I've got
Yeah.
that kind of brain. Whatever it is, the psychomotor abilities are second to none, right?
Yeah.
So I know that my balance because I'm short as well.
Okay.
I made my own board. You know, a wakeboard, not a
Longboard.
what you know. What you go skiing on a
Snowboard.
snowboard, right? I made my own snowboard because we lived on hills and all that kind of stuff. And I was up and on it, and I was snowboarding in no time with this plastic snowboard that I made. And it's amazing.
Have you ever actually been actual snowboarding?
No, I've been
No,
skiing.
but as far as you're concerned, you can
right?
snowboard.
But no, I'm telling you, I can water ski. I'm going to have to prove this now, and
Yeah.
but I can water
Making
ski.
it special. Isn't it?
Yeah, I can just do it. I just know I can do it. But so I know.
You good at sports then?
No, I've never played sports in my life, have I?
Right?
No, but even though I've never played football,
Yeah.
I bet I could nutmeg you.
You could. All right.
I bet I could.
That it though. That's it. You could
Yeah.
just meg him.
I reckon you'd be really good at basketball for some reason.
I was
don't
good at
know why.
basketball. I was good at basketball at school, but I was just fat. I couldn't bear it. I was stuck in the net and stuff like that.
Right.
I've still never seen a football
So
match.
what-
Stuck
my
in the
life
net in
ever.
basketball.
Oh, no, football.
What is that? Do you think? So
But if your motor skills are that good, you should be able to pick up most sport. Like table tennis, you good at that?
Oh, well, I was good at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was excellent at that. Like Chinese good. Like, yeah, I was really
Right.
really good at that.
okay.
For some reason, my brain works at a faster rate, and it presumes it. Like for instance, right? I've never rode a horse in my life. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about 12 years ago, it was roughly when Michael Jackson died. About that because we got,
Right.
we got
This
the
is
messages
weird.
through.
You got dead sad.
I was
I
going
need to go on.
I've never rode a horse and MJ died. Okay,
So I
what-
just had to give it a go.
I remember where it was. You remember where you was, weren't you? And I was
Okay.
I was in
You
the
were on a horse.
mountains in Turkey on the Georgian border.
Yeah.
Was staying with some beekeepers in these mountains.
Is this a real story, Steve?
Yeah. Honestly.
It sounds like he's on Would I Lie to You or something.
and I was going through the Russian border, going through the Georgian border into Georgia.
Yeah.
And we got.
Why were you there?
I was just traveling. I just fucked off. Went and did this thing. It was a mystery tour, right? So I paid about $2.5 He had this thing called a mystery tour. You didn't know where he was going, what he was doing, and you only found out on the day what he was doing. It was dead.
$2,500.
Yeah.
That's a lot to gamble on something you might not want.
It was, and it made the news. It was like a big.
It'd be great
thing.
if you went to Blackpool Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$2.5 where you go,
Hull.
oh, fucking hell.
On a fucking skip on Hull. And anyway, it was all right. We landed in Istanbul. We went all the way through eastern Turkey along the Iranian border. We was going to go into Iran, but that day we got a message saying they were killing tourists. So we thought, let's go to carry on through Turkey anyway. And then I complained that there wasn't many things to do. Even we were spending a lot of time on boats, coaches and buses and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, where's the activities? I said, where's the horses and and all this kind of stuff? So it must have filtered through.
Yeah.
And we got into Georgia and we went to this like really palatious looking thing in the mountains and we passed all these dilapidated ski slopes from the 60s, like a James Bond set. It was amazing. And there was loads of gypsies waiting for us with horses, right? no saddles or anything like that. Just a blanket put across the top of the horse and a bit of rope and everything.
So they set this up based on the fact that you've already complained. So they've said, right, get a load of horses.
Yeah. So we're all on the horses, and Mary, the old lady we was with, she's an ex-nun, right? And she the horse bit her.
Did you meet Jesus on this trip?
It was close. And so we got the horses, and it bit her. So I said, "Give us that. I'll have that one. Give it here." Nice
the horse whisperer.
It does sound like me. Come on, give me that. Listen,
come here, I'll sort it.
I'll have a word. I'll have a word. Put it in a headlock.
You watch when he bites me.
Listen, Trigger, do you know Michael Jackson's dead?
So I can't get up and show you, but I got on it.
That's how we calmed it down. Hey.
I got on it from behind, right? Ran up, pole vaulted onto the fucking horse, right?
Pole vaulted.
Yes, right. And then sort of clippy clopped away, and then we got to like a field. My mate was on one who had a foal with it. Right? So every time
you weren't big at this point.
I was a bit fat, yeah.
So you jumped on a horse and it was sound with you.
Yeah. And it immediately thought, I'm not biting this fat bastard. So my mate had a foal with it, and every time the foal whinnied, it lay down and trapped him underneath it so it could feed. It was funny anyway. So what I did, I sort of like tested it weren't like giddy up or like.
Did it have reins on it?
A bit of rope. That was it. A bit of rope.
Fucking hell.
So the noises that you made
That's so stupid.
Mate, this gets better.
What happens if that horse bolts off at 30? What are you doing?
All right, Mum.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, Steve.
It's all right.
Sorry.
I've lost my thread. So where was I?
So
you jumped on
this
horse.
You've got the rope. You jumped on it.
Yeah. So then I decided.
went to this big field.
Yeah, you get noises like brrr and nah and all these like weird noises. Not the same that you hear in our country.
Off the horse or off the gypsies?
What the fuck is this story, Steve?
So anyway, listen.
Are you on something? This is madness.
Yeah. So I got on the horse. Anyway, I'm just telling you that how my brain works, right?
Yeah.
And because I used to love westerns as a kid and all that kind of stuff, I knew I could ride a horse, right? So I fucking learned. They told me the gypsies like telling me that thing and all that. So I just fucking raced it. It was like I raced this fucking horse, like gallops it at full pelt across the fields and all that and everything, and then come back and raced towards my mate who was on the floor and skidded the horse, skidded it, some shit flew on him and everything, and just galloped away again. And all the Russian gypsies and all like, who the fuck's this? So that's what I mean when I'm telling you I know I can water ski.
Rob, you know before when you said, why is everybody getting diagnosed with ADHD?
Yeah.
That.
True story.
And
I get called out on it all the time.
You just jumped on a horse and rode it full pelt.
You know why I believe him? Because I fully believe I could do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's up here. If you're convinced that you can do something.
I got my wife with her first husband. They were going through a divorce and they'd split up, right? And he was supposed to get her off the mortgage for the house, and then he went bankrupt, and she was living with me. He got kicked out of the house, so we needed to go in to get some of her stuff out, and he was being an arsehole, so he wouldn't let her in. So I bought a lock-picking kit off of Amazon.
Good lad.
And then on the way to the house, watched a YouTube video on how to pick locks.
Right.
We're gone. Couldn't do it first time, so Jen's there.
Smashed
in the
window.
back garden. Well, she was trying to take the beading off to get the window out.
Just look under the mat.
I've gone.
He's got a ring doorbell. Just look under the mat, you knobhead.
There.
I'll be over in half an hour.
Round to the door. I thought I'll give it another go, and then I've got in. actually got in, and I went.
You picked the locks.
Yeah, picked the locks like 2 seconds, and I got in, and I'm stood there watching Jen trying to take this beading off. I do you want me to push from this side? It took about 30 seconds to realise that wasn't expected. She was like, she looked at me and realised I shouldn't be in the house at this point.
Right.
We got all the stuff
breaking
out.
and entering.
Yeah, well, no, because it's her house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But we told him we've got all the stuff out. I locked it afterwards as well because I'm responsible.
Yeah.
But
you just close it, don't you?
Yeah. No. It was like
Was it Mortis?
no Yale lock.
Right. Okay.
So you have to lock it again afterwards.
Okay.
You know, like a double glazed door,
A 5 lever.
5 lever. That's
Yeah.
it.
They're quite hard to do them.
Yeah. So he's then sent her a letter saying saying my solicitor wants to know how you got in the house. So I just said to her, just reply with by legal means. Because why the fuck would his solicitor
See, the door was open.
being a cunt?
Yeah. The door was ajar.
Yeah. So she's just replied with by legal means. And if your solicitor wants to know any more, he can write to my solicitor, because we know full well that he's then got to pay for it.
Right.
Never heard another word out of it.
Well
But
done.
I'd learnt how to lockpick.
Was anything nice in the house?
Well, no, it was her stuff anyway.
So it's candles and that.
Yeah. Pillows.
You know, Jen.
So you think
got a
you've got like
TV,
a
don't I?
natural proclivity to be able to pick locks?
No, it's like if
No,
I...
he's just saying.
like Steve's saying, if you
turn
just...
himself to things.
Yeah, if you...
Yeah, but that's watching a YouTube video on how to pick a lock.
Yeah.
Versus riding a strange horse some gypsy's giving you full pelt.
No, you ask,
Making it skid in. That's a bit different.
yeah, but you ask Jen, if I watch somebody do something, doesn't matter if I'm taught it, if it's taught or if I'll watch it, it's the same as Steve, that I'll pick it up because they're only human, and if they can do it, then surely
Thank you.
Yeah,
we always have this argument. He fucking gets a cob on about it. I think if any other human can do it, I can do it.
That's right.
You see it once, and you go, easy.
No, I always say, give me 18 months to master anything. But stuff like riding a horse and that, it's just fucking...
Yeah.
Windsurfing. Went windsurfing once, I can windsurf now.
Right, yeah, I believe you.
It's that
I'd
easy.
take off.
Yeah.
What?
I'd be in the Isle of Man in no time.
Oh, mate, it's a piece of piss. As soon as they tell you what to do, you're like, oh, yeah, that all makes sense.
I
Sound.
don't weigh anything.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wear leaded
Like
boots.
a kite.
Yeah. You're just going to add to it.
Just a ginger kite.
I wonder.
You'll be paragliding on your sail.
One of my biggest problems with being fat, that one of the things that I don't like about me, I want to skydive. It's one of the things I want to do in my life. I want to skydive. Right. But there's a weight limit on it. I'm currently too fat to fall. Like, literally, I'm too fat to fall out of a plane.
Yeah, but there is a terminal velocity, though.
Yeah.
But just, hold on. That's so.
All right.
I wonder if there's also a minimum one.
I bet
And you
there
have
is,
to be a certain number of stone. Because apparently it's all to do with the person on your back.
Yeah.
The reason why I can't skydive is because they probably don't have another instructor who's 23 stone to start. They've got to have similar weights as the person who you drop out of a plane with.
Answers on a postcard, please.
So I wonder whether you might be too skinny to fall out of a plane as well, because you haven't got anyone.
I wouldn't
skinny
need a
enough.
parachute. I'd just float down.
You would not be a dog handler in the army or the police. They wouldn't let you dog handle.
Good.
Are you too skinny? You too skinny to dog handle?
Yeah. You've got to be a certain weight.
Have you?
Yeah, because the dog could
You've got to
pull
be
you
at
over.
least heavier than your dog.
Yeah. I weigh 48 kilos, I weigh.
48 stone. You're gonna,
48
I don't know what that is.
Christ.
What,
I got weighed yesterday, 48 kilos.
What's
I'm
that?
twice your
Friday.
weight.
what's that
7
in
stone.
Yeah, just over, I
Is
think.
that it?
Well, 100
Yeah,
kilos,
just
about
under.
16 stone.
Exactly.
I was 8 stone when I was 8.
I weigh 65 kilos with a hard on.
You skinny guys, though.
It is, that's it, yeah, because it looks bigger because they haven't got a big fat fucking pubis area holding it back, trying to fight for it. Honestly, my knob would be huge if I had no pubis area.
I mean, what? What is that?
Oh my God, it's got to fight through. It used to be all right. I used to have a nice, anyway.
Yeah.
Comes back.
Well-trodden ground.
I have heard. I lost a bit of weight, and I lost a bit of weight. One of the things I noticed was how pretty my cock looked for a bit. I was like,
It's
oh, my
great.
cock looks great.
Yeah. Every
then-
3 stone, you get an inch, apparently. So you're good about 7.
How much weight did you lose?
8.
Well
8
done.
stone.
And you
More
kept it
than
off,
me.
didn't you?
Put about 2 back on,
Yeah.
but the
You lost
waist
over
has stayed
Orion.
the same.
Right, so you put 2 back on, bulked.
Yeah. So everything stayed the same. Like.
Did you ever get too skinny? Do you ever feel like, oh, I've gone too
yeah,
far?
I did. Yeah,
You did look ill at one
bit,
point,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you?
And then because I don't, obviously, I'm built to be a bit padded, but
Yeah.
you know, when I went beyond that, it was like gone.
Yeah.
But what was really funny, because we come from a large family, my mum was like a feeder and all that, but loads of kids and pies and all that.
Yeah.
I was baking at 4 years old, me. So when I lost my first 4 stone, I went to my mum and dad, did not see me for a bit, and walked in, and my mum, I was still 15 and half stone still, and she went, oh, to me dad, she went, oh, Jackie's gone. I was still fat.
Yeah.
And she looked at my wife like it was her fault.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone, Jack.
I'm onto that. Well, even like when I got like 15 stone,
Yeah.
my mum was looking at you look a bit thin. I'm like, I'm still 2 stone over what I should be.
Yeah.
I've never got anywhere near that.
Yeah, I know.
Even when I lost 4 stone, everyone just went,
Yeah.
he's still a fat cunt.
Yeah, still in the red. I'm still in the red. If you look on the obese charts, I'm obese.
I'm in the red in the BMI, just on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get life insurance
Yeah,
because
I
of my
remember you
weight.
saying that, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Can you put weight on?
You think you would, though?
I've been the same weight to the gram pretty much since I was about 15, 16.
People like you live forever.
Yeah. No, that's Chinese women.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Want to start gambling then as well? That might be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you what's your diet like though?
I just eat normal stuff.
Do you eat loads?
Yeah. When I eat, I do.
Right.
I have to remember to eat.
Yeah, you one of these people like right? Do you enjoy food? Or you're not asked,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, really like food, really like cooking, really like eating.
But you have to remember to eat though.
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause
finding it hard.
I
eating
don't have a
my
trigger to
levels.
go to eat, or I'll go for a piss and realise that that's my first one of the day, and it's like 6:30 in the evening.
Right.
Oh right, I have a
I
trigger
realise
to
when
eat.
I'm there
It's
for
when I wake
25
up.
minutes.
So you
having a
just
piss.
forget to it, yeah.
I've never forgot to eat like.
I eat
Really?
eight times a day
Yeah.
now. I'm training eight times a day. and I've got to smash 2,500 calories, and I can't make it. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Right, because you're trying to do it with good stuff.
Yeah. So if you imagine, right, I've got around
I was going to say, because I probably can't get
grams of protein.
Yeah.
And there's only 25 grams of protein in one massive chicken breast. Imagine that, trying to get that in. It's hard.
10.
Got the milkshakes I'm on.
I've
like End Plan. That's
I've
like 5,000 calories per milkshake because I put ice cream in it and whole fat milk. I have 5 of those as well. And normal food.
Like
nothing.
Yeah. That is an issue, trying to eat enough of lean food to actually, because you lift weights, don't you?
Yeah.
Like,
now I've started.
This is your second time losing weight, though, isn't
it? Well, this now I'm trying to get ripped.
So you want to cut now, or are you more?
No, not a cut. On a bulk,
clean bulk.
And then a cut. So I'm going up to come down, but it's proving really difficult because I can't.
But also the fact that you've been as heavy as you have been in the past, you'll have a little bit of a decent strength there, won't you?
Well, that's right. I've got stamina, definitely, no doubt about that. But I had a sleeve op. I remember me telling you, a sleeve operation which cut my stomach away when I was big.
Yeah.
Actually, I wish I'd never done it because if anyone's thinking about it, don't do it. Just go and get some help. I had the sleeve operation, which took because it was so distended because it was like so fat. They took it back to like being a 10-year-old something like that. And
what did they do? Did they cut some of it out or something? Was it like a gastric band?
Yeah, on the no, it's not a gastric band. They go inside.
Yeah.
Does what a gastric band like same as a gastric band, though, innit? So I think meant to have the same effect that you lose your appetite.
Shrinks your stomach. Cut it out.
So you feel full. You feel full quicker.
Yeah. I regret it, but
Sounds painful.
I don't miss being 21.
So do you regret it because you can't have a big meal now? Because you'll just be too full. What
I'm training. Now I'm with a professional personal trainer.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be eating big, healthy meals and all that and getting it in. Now I'm finding it difficult to get in.
But it's the last sort of thing, isn't it? Them operations, that's when they kind of go that's like the last sort of straw, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was you as your heaviest?
20 stone 7.
But you're only
52-inch waist, 5'6".
52-inch waist?
Yeah. I did a show at the BBC with Ralph Little, and I played a breakdancing security guard, right? And I was massively fat, I could still break, you know.
Yeah.
And because they couldn't in the whole of the BBC, they couldn't find a pair of pants to fit me. They had to go and get some big ones,
clown kicks,
cut a V out and put some more material in, and then they just about fit.
When was that? Was that when we first met?
Yeah,
like 2002.
Yeah. It was 2005 when I was at my heaviest, and I was like, right, I've got to do something.
When you're at your heaviest, what have you noticed much change from being up and down? Because you like to get out, as you just told that story in the Gypsy Horses. Yeah. You've always travelled and stuff, haven't you? Yeah. So when you're at your heaviest, was you still doing stuff like that,
no.
Is that? Do you reckon that's what's?
I remember it. I remember one day I just woke up and thought, right, I'm getting rid of this. Booked and paid for the Inca Trail in Peru, right? And it was 9 months away. Yeah. So I then just stripped everything right back.
Yeah.
And did 3 meals a day and nothing after 6 o'clock, and slowly walked to the gym. And all my mates, the mechanics on the road where I used to walk past, used to go on, you fat fucker, and all that. I was like, fuck off. Yeah. And then by the time summer came, they were all clapping on the way past. And every time I walked past, there was a dead hedgehog, right? Yeah. On the floor. And it was like decomposing at the same rate. I was just walking back, nodding to this dead hedgehog, going, go on, mate. We'll get there. Yeah, and now all them fat fuckers have got like no knees and all that. Right.
Yeah. What was the Inca like?
Mate, it was the worst thing ever. It was awful. I don't know if you've ever done it, have you?
What is it?
The Inca Trail. You know, in Peru where they got them. They're not pyramids, but they're sort of similar, aren't they?
Them things.
Yeah, it's like it was found by an explorer on the top of.
Not Machu Picchu, is it?
Not the Andes. Was it Andes? What's it called?
Himalayas.
In Peru.
Is it Machu Picchu?
I don't know. You've been.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'll get shot for this. Anyway, it's above 3,600 meters, which is where the air cuts off.
It is Machu Picchu, isn't it?
Yeah, Machu Picchu. Yeah, it is Machu Picchu.
That's what was said.
Yeah. So you got it takes.
Said it with no confidence though, as with everything else.
He's not got a proper beard. You see, when you say it with a beard, people believe you.
Yeah, it's awful. You die. I was so close to death. I've never been that close to death.
Is that because there's no oxygen?
There's no oxygen, and you're just. Everything fails.
What weight was you when you done that then? So you come in them 9 months. What did you lose?
I lost 7.
So you were down to 14.
Yeah, but I was still not prepared.
Is it really humid as well?
Yeah,
because that takes it out of you.
That's all that as well, and you're above a cloud base.
Yeah,
so you're that high up. You're looking over. You're on top of the cloud base that planes are passing under. That's how high it is. Like it was just I shit my pants, everything. It was like you're just awful. It was the most ill.
How did you do it? You just literally got to get there and climb and have you or what?
Yep, you start walking and immediately regret it. Immediately, you start off in Cuzco, which is the capital city. No, Lima's capital. Cuzco, where the Inca Trail starts. And that's about 3,600 meters or something like that. And you can't be walking to like a pizza place, just And then you start, and then by 15 minutes in, I knew I'd made a mistake. But then I had 4 days of it. 4 days. It was raining. Change of clothes. You couldn't dry your clothes. Today was wet, and you got ill.
Who did you go with?
Just met up with a group. There's a website called Imaginative Traveller.
Right.
And they do these weird tours, like that mystery one.
Yeah.
They do all these tours. So I booked it through them, and I've never been so happy. The second mountain's called Dead Woman's Pass, and that's the one that kills people.
Right.
I cried like a baby when I got to the poster that said it. I was like, people are coming up and going, just leave me a minute. But then it was down. Then it was 2,000 steps down, and each step, because the Incas were tall, they were massive, like 6 foot odd. The Incas.
Were they?
Yeah, they were huge. So their steps are like this. I had to go down it sideways. I couldn't go forward because I would have had to jump off.
I always expected them to be tiny for some reason.
No, they were massive, and they pretty much appeared fully formed and disappeared.
Well, they got killed, didn't they, by the Spanish?
Spanish, didn't they? And
Nicked all the gold.
They give them smallpox.
Yeah, we nicked it.
Yeah.
What's this?
The Inca
Obviously,
gold.
I don't know much about the Incas.
Cortez.
I think all I know about it is the Disney film El Dorado, and when not the last Indiana Jones, but the one before.
Did you never watch Cities of Gold as a kid?
No.
It was an awful cartoon. Do you remember it?
Of course I do, yeah.
Used to have a theme tune that was like on a warped cassette, and like it'd sort of all the way through the theme tune. It was awful.
So did you finish the tale?
I did, yeah.
Is there a sense of achievement at the end of it, or is it just that bad that you just think?
But when I got there, the sun rose over the sun gate, and all that was like, and it lit across Machu Picchu. It was beautiful, and I looked. There was a fucking bus and a road, and all like I could have got a train and a bus, and I could have got carried up there. And I did 4 days of the worst hell I've ever been through.
Did that not make it worth it though?
Yeah,
that bit.
It did, but still, I would never do it again, and I would put anyone off doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't recommend going?
It was awful. I was staring death in the face every day.
Can't you just go and visit it? You don't have to do the whole...
I just said that. I didn't realise that there's a bus. Well, you look and there's a windy road all the way up, like with people on it, like having picnics and that.
You wouldn't have thought the Incas have had buses and trains.
No, yeah. But
it's like when you do Snowden, there's a train going past you, you're climbing up it, and you're thinking, why the fuck have I done this?
Yeah, I did, yeah. It was lovely. I mean, it was amazing. I've ticked it off. You've got to be fit, and even if you're fit, it can bite you in the ass.
Yeah, I bet.
Are you thinking about Everest base camp or anything?
Never. No, I got offered a gig doing that base camp. I just no chance.
No.
I'm done with hills. I'm not doing it anymore.
Just you and hills finished.
Fuck that.
How far up hills your gig? No.
Yeah. On Firth, I'm not doing it.
So you can't do anything like that at altitude?
Sorry?
You can't do anything at altitude then?
No, I don't, I'm never going through that feeling again.
Right.
Have you never been at altitude?
I went to 5,600 meters.
No, I don't think so.
It's fucking horrible. Headache. Feel sick.
Yeah. You can't
You
breathe.
will shit yourself.
There's no amount of...
Yeah.
You can't do that. It doesn't turn over. It's like this. And if you walk faster, I'm not exaggerating,
awful.
faster than this... And there was a group of Spanish mystics on the Dead Woman's Pass.
Spanish what?
Spanish mystics. No, not mystics. Oh, Jesus Christ. And every time I was behind this old woman, it was me and an old woman struggling to fuck.
On Dead Woman's Pass.
And every sort of like 3 yards, I'd sit down again and thinking, I'm going to need a helicopter here or something. And then I could hear like a... like this, and I'm like... I could see a big group of people up there, and every time my ass got up, they all went, "Hey, man!" And they were helping me up the hill. I was like,
wow.
Well, like a little chant.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah. And then I got to the top, and they all did a big
like a little Disney film. It is, isn't it?
I was crying myself. Yeah. I'm a bit myself here for you.
Everybody pray to the fat crying God over there. Should have seen what he did to that mental horse.
Different holiday.
Yeah. Gypsies all started singing when he was on the horse as well.
Yeah, it was great. I wouldn't do it again, but I would do something similar. I think I've got something coming up. I can't quite remember now.
You can't quite remember.
I did a thing through Mexico and Guatemala and Belize. That was amazing. Did a tour through all them.
Well, have you always wanted to travel? Has it always been something in you that wanted to do this sort of thing?
I didn't get my passport till I was 26, and then I thought, well, I'm not going to Benidorm. Even though I tried it all out, I didn't.
That's the motherland here on this podcast, Benidorm.
But then
all roads lead to Benidorm and Sticky Vicky, mate.
So then my first thing was to go and fly a plane over the Nazca Desert lines and stuff like that. I wanted to do something that I'd remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I've had some nights in Benidorm I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I've had some I'd rather forget.
Some I'd rather. They involved dwarfs and people singing on that as well.
You ever done anything like that, Ryan?
Nope.
There we go. Done.
Right. You ever left Blackpool, Ryan?
Yeah, he's here today.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Yeah, I've had a lot. You ever?
No, I've never really done holidays and stuff because I'm ginger, so I can't go in the sun.
Yeah.
And then we've always had babies.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I don't want to be that family.
Take him on the Inca
first
Trail, mate. You start leaving him
well,
along.
my oldest is 20, same age as the
Ed
comedy club.
Sheeran has brought out a sunscreen for use now.
Yeah, he's bringing one out, isn't he?
Bringing a sunscreen
Ed
out
Sheeran's
for
bringing out
gingers.
a ginger sunscreen.
Which is great. 'cause
They
I've got
already
ginger
exist.
kids.
They do already exist.
Yeah, this one's specially just for gingers.
We've got weirdly similar children.
Yeah, we have.
We've got and dogs. Me and Ryan have got like a sort of mirrored lifestyle.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, because you've got like 5 kids as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Twins,
his
gingers.
one of his kids looks exactly like one of my kids.
Exactly.
And his dog looks exactly like one of my
Same
dogs.
dog and that. We send pictures. I'll send a picture of him on the couch with the dog and he'll send me the same one.
Right.
Well, it's Albie, innit?
Yeah.
That looks like Mabel.
Yeah.
Well, I doubt it's
That
the
looks
same
like
now.
Mabel.
Yeah.
But his son looks like my daughter when they were like 2-3 years old.
Give them narcissism issues and they'll just get together anyway.
Yeah. Should bring him over.
Oh, yeah. Albie won't speak. He's really guarded. Funny. He's a funny boy.
Is he?
Yeah.
He used to be wild, though, didn't he?
He was a fucker.
I remember when I first met him, he was just trying to headlock me. Yeah, I want to pick you up for the gig. I was just sitting on the couch and Albie's just there, like, wanting to fight me. I'm like, all right, sound fair enough, mate, come ahead.
It's just you. He's like that round, Steve.
Well, about 3 or 4 when he started coming out of it, he started to become really sanctimonious and like. And I remember one time
Like someone who's turned sober.
It was ridiculous.
Wow.
He's like, I'm not doing this anymore, lads. and I took him to the park, and there was some kids in the next bit, some older kids about 10, and they were swearing. And he went, they're swearing, Dad. I went, just leave it, son. And then the next thing...
It's like he's going to go over and do something about it. Yeah. They're swearing and Dad, I'm going to have to do something.
Someone needs to teach these.
He's told me this story before. It's brilliant.
He's only 3, right? And he went over, and the next thing he's gone. And I'm like, where the fucking hell's he gone? And he's over, and I could see him giving it this, stop swearing. Telling all these kids. And they're just looking at him like, drinking like iron brew and stuff.
Right.
And then he goes away. And he comes back, he said, I've told them, Dad. And I went, well, thanks very much. Thank you, well done. And he went, one of them's just spit. And then went again. When I was like, no, come here. So I grabbed him and I thought, right, because I know I'll distract him. I said, do you need a wee? He went, yeah, I do. So I took him to the park toilets and I had to lift, this is how tiny I had to lift him to the toilet. And he's had
someone's sucking someone's dick in there, Dad.
So I pulled him down and I put his pants back on. And one of the lads that he told off walked in and he just must have seen him in his peripheral vision and he went, hey up, swear man's in.
Hey up.
You sanctimonious little fucker. Swear man's in. That was his finest moment, that.
Oh, we're having that about like my lad's dead. There's only 2. He's dead bossy. He's bossing all the other kids about. Yeah. And the nursery's telling us his mum thinks it's hilarious. His mum thinks they're telling us because of how funny it is. And he's like, he's going, yeah, he was there. And it's dinner time. He's going to one of the kids. Sit down, eat your soup, go do that. And I'm like, I'm just nodding along as they're telling me, going, oh yeah, great. I got in the car, got home, got the car, and went, right, we're raising a dickhead. We need to sort something out because our son's a knobhead. Yeah, he's a knobhead, and then she thinks hilarious. I'm going, no, there's something wrong here. He said he's a knobhead. she won't have it. She's like, no, it's just funny. I'm like, no.
So where's it come from?
Yeah, well, obviously we know where it's come from, don't we?
Yeah. Mabel always used to fall asleep at nursery, and it'd be somewhere within the hour of the last hour of the day where we're just about to pick her up. So they try and keep her awake because I've never been able to physically pick my kids up because of my shoulders. So they always tried to keep her awake, and she learned to fall asleep stood up.
She learned to
She
fold.
would come in and where is she? She's in the corner, and she'd be stood up in the corner.
That's terrifying, isn't it? That's
But she
terrifying.
doesn't always close her eyes either. So you're like,
Fucking
what?
hell, right.
Really
Like
weird.
possessed.
Yeah.
It's like a what's it doll? Annabelle doll.
Yeah. Wait for her head to spin round.
It
Just
might-
there, staring at your eyes
You know, at
open.
school, Albie, if he wants to, can go and have an hour in the nap thing. They like a timeout nap tent.
Sound that.
They can go and have a
Yeah.
sleep if they like.
What age is that? Reception.
No, he's 9.
I don't know how many kids will
Year
want
4
that.
now.
That's more of an adult thing that would appreciate a nap.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
wanna
they wanna
go and have a nap.
Yeah,
In one of the schools that I take kids to, they have big beanbags to go and get their head down on.
yeah, that's great because I remember that times I fell asleep in school. It was ridiculous.
Well, you're going to learn more when you wake up because you're more awake.
Because you're
You're not
fresh.
fighting it.
Yeah, well, you should have had that in my school. You got a board duster at your head instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steve's also a star on Coronation Street. Everyone.
Star.
Oh, you're back on it?
Well, no. I'm just it was just that one thing, but you never know.
Yeah,
You know.
maybe.
How many episodes was it though? It was a few,
2.
wasn't it? 2.
I've done 3. 3 episodes. That character was 2.
Yeah.
He's done an episode as another character as
Yeah,
well.
I came in as Mr. Brennan, Ivy Brennan's nephew or something, and I played a womanizing philanderer. So it weren't a stretch. Really. So, I've got in for a valet, and because it's late, try and get the money off. And Maureen Lippman's character, she finds a pair of knickers in the car, and the woman's 8 months pregnant. She said, "Oh, is that going to fit your wife, are they?" And that, so he ends up having to pay full price because he finds some knickers in his car. But then 2 years later, I get the part of Mr. Geronimo, which is great. I mean, it's great. It's lovely, solid.
Geronimo.
Life imitating art. So that one.
Yeah. Well, he's a scally, a smack scally,
Yeah.
right? Who was around in the rave scene, and he's made his money from clothing, which is
Proper
pretty
loud
much my
suits
mate
as
Leo.
well.
You know, it was so easy to play.
Well, you wear loud suits as well.
Not loud, but very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah, Italian cut design. You know.
Are they? Was it not? I thought you had a really bright shirt on or something. In it. Am I imagining that?
Yeah.
That might be one of his headshots he had from back in the day.
No, I used to wear Hawaiian shirts back in the day.
I had
Yeah,
them
that's what I
made.
mean.
I had them made in Goa.
Not
I had
surprised.
them made for me because there was no shops could fit me, so I had to go to India.
I was going to ask that about you, about
Go to
52-inch
it,
waist. Where were you shopping with a 52
Well,
waist?
it was like Asda with XXL. You know, with
Yeah.
And then a
joggers.
squeeze.
Joggers, you live in joggers, don't
yeah.
Yeah. All right, fucking hell. I'm only at 44. You can still get them from Levi's.
fuck
He's
off.
the lightweight. All you're doing now is making him go fucking sound.
Got another couple of years
Yeah.
in me now. I was on a diet.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
he was off the ale, but now he's getting
Yeah.
straight back on it.
Going
I
over.
get all
You're not
my
being-
suits and shirts made.
Yeah, you're the opposite end of the spectrum,
Yeah,
aren't you? Yeah.
because like I only pay VAT on
Yeah,
the
but you can
length of
buy
the
them.
arms and
You can
legs.
buy them and get them tailored.
No,
I can't buy anything.
I've got a, I've got
Yeah.
a 27-inch waist and a
Yeah.
34-inch chest,
Christ, that's my thigh.
but I've got a 32 leg,
Right. Oh, okay. I'm
so you
29.
can't
Yeah.
find anything that's going to work there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That was the worst thing. I had loads of suits made in Thailand, Kashmir,
Yeah.
silk. I had to throw them all out.
That's where mine get
Can
made.
you get them
Thailand.
tailored now?
Yeah, I did, but it didn't look right.
Yeah. I had
It's awful.
told the story about one on our first ever episode. My wedding, the tailor. I've
Yeah.
got a custom suit. The tailor fucked it up. Give me a 14-inch zip. So literally, like, it was from like me gooch
Oh, I remember you saying
all the
this,
way up to
yeah.
there, right?
Funny that, innit?
I thought I'd get a tailor.
Crotchless trousers.
14 inch zip. It was fucking ridiculous. I got a tailor to get it fixed. It just never looked right.
yeah,
It just can't. It just like just looked off the whole
You're
time. I was
fixing something rather than getting something made right in the first place. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
plastering a hole in the wall. You'll always see it.
You're just gonna if you're overweight, you're always gonna struggle with clothes. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, besides the fall off the plane, that's the other thing when people say. You know, people say to you, "Oh, why do you want to lose weight?" It's never a vanity thing because I think I'm stunning. It's never a health thing because I used to play footy 3 times a week, so I was always all right. I could always move a bit, but obviously that's died down the busy they've got like elsewhere. But for me, it's just going to a shop and knowing something would fit.
That's
That
why
is the worst one.
This is the best thing about this now.
Yeah,
Is now I can go into Next,
yeah.
pick a medium up, and not even have to try it on and go and put it
Yeah.
on, and it fits. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, that's
It's not
it.
even knowing the size; it's knowing something in that shop will fit.
That's right.
The
Yeah.
amount of times that like you go into, not so, now I'm older and I'm not really asked as much as like names or brands or anything like that. But when I was younger and I was, and like as I started getting big, like I sort of like I could feel myself not growing out of clothes, but sizing out of clothes, sort of things, like stopping out to fit into reach, stopping out, and then it just comes to a point where I'd have to go into a shop and go, just asking the fella, can anything in here going to fit me? And then they never tell you the truth. They always go, "Oh yeah, they will," and then you never.
So you're not good in it and all
Yeah,
that.
and you're like, not.
And it's funny how you need much more material, but it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I remember once when I was big. This is embarrassing, this story, but I'll tell you anyway. I was still porky, and I'd just done a gig, and I was really drunk, and I'd met with one of these girls on a hen night. Ended up pulling her, and it was awful. And I remember having like drunken sex and stuff and all that, and she was really aggressive, and like she kept. I didn't really want to do it, but she kept like being really good, giving it this and everything. And anyway, so
Steve's
I'm reliving this.
To the non-viewing listener, Steve's just mimed a sort of really aggressive.
I'm trying to figure out what that
hand
is.
job.
She kept reaching behind and like. But it was so. I just
wanking you off.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was so aggressive. It was putting me off, and she was getting angry that I wasn't getting erect, and I was like, "Oh God."
She already was.
So anyway, in the morning, right, she gets up, and I could hear her on the phone.
Were you both a bit porky?
No, she was fit, right?
Oh, right.
So she's on the phone, and I could.
Well, yeah, because she's probably thinking this porky bastard can't even get a hard up with me, the cheeky cunt.
I'm the fittest thing he's ever done.
Cheeky fat bastard.
Yeah. So I'm pretending to be asleep, like, and she's on the phone, and I could hear her going, "You don't want to know," like that. So
like
then
a pig's tail.
I'm still asleep, and she comes to the corner of the quilt, and she lifts it like that, and she went. And put the fucking quilt cover down and walked off. And I was like, I'll just lay there like with a tear falling out of my eye.
Pretending to be asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I still pretended. And then she got, there was a packet of fags. My fags.
She's a small dick.
I didn't have time to fluff it or anything. And there was a packet of fags on the corner near the door. She was leaving and she swiped him like that and went, I'm keeping these like a fucking reward.
But you owe me these at least.
Leave us one.
Oh, no, Steve. So she was fit, you were a bit porky, your porky
That's the
face.
problem though, when you're big and you still can chat and that, and you still get girls and then...
Yeah.
And then
Well, Steve's always had a pretty face.
Convince yourself that you're there.
He hasn't had a nice smile. Have you had your teeth done?
Never.
They're your legit teeth.
Yeah, okay.
There's some good teeth there.
I literally get heckled with turkey teeth every time I go on set. Before anyone started that
Before
shit.
anyone had turkey teeth?
What?
Before anyone even had turkey
Before anyone had turkey teeth, yeah.
How'd you keep them bright and white?
Every now and then, I always brush them, right?
Yeah. That's a standard.
Yeah. Just keep that routine up, right?
Yeah.
And then
Start with brushing
every now and then, about once every 3 months, get a box of strips.
Yeah.
And then just put them on.
Oh, you
for
do the
half
strips.
an hour and then brush them again. But I'm lucky. I could probably go for 6 weeks and not brush them, and it'd still be like that. I'm just lucky.
Right.
My cousin's
Genetics.
got their bright teeth, and it's just all her teeth. She brushes her teeth, and then gets the mouthwash, swills mouthwash, and then gets the mouthwash and tips her toothbrush in the mouthwash and scrapes her teeth.
You got to be careful with that
It's like
because you
dead
get
bright-
receded
dead bright
gums.
teeth, yeah.
Start bleeding.
The toothbrushes now, they come as the sonic ones. You don't brush your teeth anymore. You brush your gum line.
Yeah, they vibrate it.
Yeah.
But it's got to be soft because it'll tell you when you're pushing too hard, won't
It
it?
does,
Because
it lights up red.
Yeah.
But the fucking thing shattered all the cement in me gold cap. It just fell off. Last
Really,
week. Yeah. I've got a hole there now.
I've
My
never
mate's
had a
got-
filling.
Never had a filling.
Yeah, but look at the state of his
I hadn't
teeth.
for ages.
Don't look like I eat sugar.
That's true.
Genuinely, I
true.
didn't go to the dentist from the age of about 19 to wisdom tooth started hurting when I was about 27. So I got an emergency appointment because I didn't have a dentist. And
Yeah, I'm the same.
he's like, how come you've never been... When did you last go to the dentist? How come you come into the emergency dentist? And I said to him, like, I've not been to one for years. That's why I've come to you. You know, like when Simon Cowell sees a kid that can sing and his eyes turn into pound signs, you could see the dentist like, I'm going to earn a fortune out of this. And he looked at it. No plaque, no holes, no nothing. It was just a bit of an abscess on my wisdom tooth, and that was the only thing wrong with it.
That's your
Didn't even need them polishing or
Viking
anything.
bloodline, that, mate.
It's me what?
Viking bloodline.
Viking
pure
bloodline.
breed.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they run to the litter now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
you're
down to the
you're
end
one
of the
staying behind.
genetics now.
I want to get one of them ones that squirt. You know, the floss, not the floss, but like a water one.
Oh, yeah.
See now,
my
I
mate's
think
got a
I fancy one of them.
£300 toothbrush.
Fucking hell.
A £300 toothbrush.
How heavy is that?
And it's connected to an app.
Connected to the mains.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's got an app, and it tells you when you've done brushing your teeth.
That's right. I've got the
It tells you where to brush and when to brush.
Like what a grown-up does to
No,
children.
but it'll tell you where it needs more and like,
Yeah. If you
mad.
press too hard, it alerts you.
Yeah.
I just brush them with the toothbrush.
I've just got a battery one.
I don't know. I've just got a normal. Can give it a good go.
Just brush him. That's what I say to people. Brush him. Just do it.
Brush
Some
your
people
teeth.
go for days without doing
It's
it.
about when you brush them though as well, because if you brush them too soon after eating, you brush away the enamel because it gets softened by the
Yeah,
sugar
you've
in
got
the
to be
food.
careful,
Is
haven't
it?
you? And you're not meant to, if you brush your teeth, do you ever take it out and then run it under the water? Because you're not meant to do that either, are you?
That's right.
Because the toothpaste, yeah, I didn't know that until recently. So I've been brushing too hard, so my teeth, my gums are fucked. And I didn't realise once you've got the toothpaste in your mouth, you're not meant to put.
No, don't rinse it off.
Yeah. So
I've got to 52. That lot.
yeah, they're good.
I've only lost one.
I didn't think you were 52. I thought you were younger than that.
52, yeah.
Well,
You ever had any punched out?
No, that's I'm lucky because I have been punched a lot,
Yeah.
and I've always sort of protected. I've always been dead aware of it. That's why I pretty much wouldn't ever.
You
get
go
into
out with a
fight
mouth
now
guard.
because if I'd lose my teeth, I'd be gutted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't lose all that weight and then have holes in your teeth.
No, imagine that. Yeah.
All right.
Not a good look.
I used to be fat.
So, Steve, you're a notorious conspiracy theorist kind of guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got. Do you know what? I'm a bit more mature now. So if 20 years ago I believed in it all, but now I'm more inclined
Tin hat.
to listen to sense. But why? What do you want to ask?
Well, just everything.
Everything.
he's mental on aliens.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you're massive on aliens.
I know the
aren't you?
aliens is one.
Because they exist. They are the real.
Yes,
Right,
I will go with
okay.
you on that.
Yeah.
Well, what? How? Why?
Yeah, what aliens?
Because look
like?
how big everything is.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
What?
There's probably something, but I mean,
'Cause look how
coming
big
in-
Oh, do you mean just because there's bound to be something because there's so much?
Yeah, when
in
you
it?
look at, I watched this documentary on Netflix or something, and it showed you Earth, and then it keeps
I love when
expanding
you
out.
say or something.
Expand out, and then it gets to the black hole that they're looking at the minute, like
Yeah.
HP2, something like that. And it's like
the one that's in the centre of the Milky Way.
so it's on the, I don't know, I wasn't watching really. I was on fucking
The
gambling.
more you speak,
but
the less I'm trusting the facts
so
you've
like,
remembered.
it just keeps going out and out and out and out and out. And I was just watching. I was on half an eye on the roulette, half an eye on this documentary, and then it just went. Well, there's bound to be something between that and that.
Yeah, of course there is.
I'll take that scientific argument.
Yeah.
No, there's an equation. There's an equation called
Drake equation.
Drake's equation.
Yeah, there is something.
Right.
I believe there's probably something.
Yeah,
but
just-
I don't believe anything's visited us.
In our galaxy
Aliens in my
alone,
old
using
phone.
Drake's equation.
That's your cool one.
What's he thinking?
singing Drake.
Just singing Drake, but
Just singing Drake
aliens
song.
in my old phone. I should call one and go.
Oh, so I thought you didn't even know who that was.
It's a rapper, Steve.
No.
Yeah.
He's a rapper.
So Drake's
depends who you
Oh,
speak
okay.
to.
Oh, okay.
In the
Drake's
rap game.
equation. Go on.
So what's
That
Drake's
should be the name of
equation?
his
Drake's
next
equation.
album.
Yeah.
Drake's equation.
means that if there's so many planets, they're in a Goldilocks zone, which
Yeah.
is a habitable zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've got life on it that
Heard
have
of
reached a
that.
certain level of intelligence that can communicate.
Yeah.
Just in our galaxy alone, there's 10,000.
Well, the Drake equation is how many of those planets exist, rather than how many of them will have life on them, isn't
Life
it?
that can communicate. It's 10,000.
Yeah.
And do you believe that there is an alien out there that is far superior to the human
Yeah.
race?
And I believe that the Greys are kind of watchers, and they've been here a very long time.
The who?
The Greys. The Greys.
They're like the craze.
Greys. Yeah.
What,
Talking to
what,
three
what,
people who don't know about aliens.
what are the Greys?
The Greys are kind of like the ones that are seen more commonly. You know, the ones that first crash landed at Roswell in 1947.
Right.
Who are the who? Sorry.
Jacob
Greys.
Rees-Mogg.
The Greys.
So the first aliens to crash in Roswell must be, I'm assuming, must have been labelled as the Greys sort of thing.
But where are they now? Did they come and go? What?
They're apparently they're from Alpha Centauri.
This is where I think it goes a bit like I go right. I'll accept that there's something out there, but when you start
I'm with
saying
you.
it's
There must
Well,
be something out there.
That's the galaxy that's next. The nearest galaxy. No, that's not.
Ace
where's that?
Venturi.
Where's Alpha Centauri? Where is it?
I think someone's having you on, mate. They have big quips
Listen,
as well.
Listen, in 1945, right, they exploded.
There's a
the first
war
atom
going on.
bomb, right? They
Right,
exploded it,
yes.
right? In the Nevada desert or somewhere like that, right?
Yes.
And in 1947, there was a Roswell crash, right? So,
Yes.
now you've got someone's attention now because what you've done is you've exploded the atom, right? And
Yeah.
and you've got what's called the atomic web, which connects everything in the universe. Which just does. It just does. It's a fact. It's a
Right.
It
You say it
Brian
just
Fox
does,
on the
does
pod.
not make it a fact.
It's a fact, and it resonates.
It's connected to
at
string
B flat,
theory.
10 octaves below the middle C on a keyboard, right? I know this
Right.
for a fact. Right, okay.
What? Here we go again. You just
Stop saying fact.
You
It's not
just-
fact.
resonant
No, you can
frequency
read
of
it.
the
It's
universe.
a fact. You what?
The resonant frequency of the universe.
Yeah.
Right.
B flat.
Okay.
There you go, Ryan flexing a bit there to go out my bullshit radar as well.
So not one of us has got the brains or the research to call them out.
If you ping that web, right, with an atomic explosion, everybody...
Alien spiders.
They hear it, right?
Right.
And 2 years later, they turn up.
So the atom bomb is a B minus, was it?
B flat.
B flat.
No, that's not in B flat. No.
Right.
You're confusing things now.
This is fucking stupid.
Right.
Right.
So we all
I get mocked now.
Like, I need to.
No, I just want to understand it myself.
Well,
I want to be on your level. So, the Earth emits.
No, the universe.
The universe.
Yeah.
Lives on a B flat or
Resonates.
resonates.
Do you know
The
what
sound
resonate is?
it makes,
Yeah.
the universe, is B flat, 10 octaves below middle C on a keyboard.
Right. And is that
Resonate's
something
not
we
the
can't
sound
hear?
it makes, Steve.
Yeah, you can't even a dog can't hear that.
Resonate's not the sound it makes; it's the sound it vibrates at.
It doesn't. I think it resonates and makes a sound. It must be if it's saying it's B flat at 10 octaves, it might be. It's
Like
be a
tuning
sound.
your guitar strings.
Yeah.
Right.
B flat.
Okay. Now, why would an
I'm
atom
out
bomb
of this.
disturb
I've sat
that?
up now.
Because what you've done is you've split the atom on the atomic frequency, so
Yeah.
it's just pinged. It's like, oh, the kids have got matches. So
Right.
Like when you get Siri
this
to
is
tell
me
you where your
making that
phone is.
connection, by the way. This is me making that. I'm writing a script about it. So basically, they turned up to see what was going on. If they got matches, there's been all sorts of treaties made with Eisenhower in 1957 at
With who?
Fort Worth. Eisenhower,
No, who's the treaty made with?
the Greys.
Where's this evidence from?
the
Steve?
president.
Yeah. Wait, how do we know about this
And how
treaty?
do you
Just
know
Google
about
now.
it?
Google it.
Just-
I read about it all the time.
Yeah, but how do we
Where?
know that a treaty exists?
Well, it's a conspiracy. You don't, do you? But apparently,
Right.
it's common knowledge amongst the UFO community.
Right.
This has gone on.
Yeah,
Amongst that community.
Right.
That's the words that I'm taking from that.
the UFO
Mate,
community.
we're all nuts.
I'm not saying you're wrong or you're mental, but you're wrong and mental. But no, I genuinely believe that there are things out there, but I don't think anything's come here.
I don't.
Yeah,
I saw a documentary, not a
absolutely
documentary,
has.
an interview with an I think it was United States. It might be British. It was a fighter jet pilot.
Yeah.
And what he used to do when they were doing night missions for testing and stuff was when they'd see campfires, they'd fly really low and as slow as they could, so it didn't make any noise whatsoever. And they'd get over the campfire, they'd light up the afterburners, and then they'd swat it as fast as they could, just straight up and wait for all of the UFO sightings to come through to the police.
Yeah, but it would make a sound.
It would when they do it.
Yeah, but it would make a sound anyway on approach.
Yeah, but not as loud as you would expect a plane to have made, because they're that high up, not dead low, really high up,
Right.
so you wouldn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
You know, like when you've got
right.
The
jet
fighter
fighter,
jet can
then
be
they go
gone before you
vertical.
hear it.
Yeah.
Right, all right.
You
So
hear
when
a
it goes
fighter
vertical,
jet.
it looks like it's going a lot faster than it is because it's going smaller, and you just think it's shot off.
Right. Anyway, aliens are real, and UFOs are real
Why? What makes you so convinced that they've come here?
because I've studied it for 40 years, and I've
Yeah, that
had
doesn't
3
mean anything.
experiences.
You've had 3 experiences.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Go on.
Where did they touch you?
Was one on a horse?
I've been fucking. They've suckered me into it, haven't they? Right. No, it was.
Come on, then.
It's on the M6, right?
Of course it was, Steve.
It's your first one.
I've had a few
right, I was on-
experiences
I was
on the
on the-
Just driving
M6
back
as
to
well,
Wigan
Steve.
Pier or something.
Picking mushrooms,
You have
right?
Vicks on your back.
I'm backing out now. You can.
Come on,
No,
no,
come on.
come on.
No,
Come on, you're on the
tell us.
M6. Come
You're
on.
on the
You're on the
M6.
M6.
You're on the M6.
I was on the M6, right? And
You're on the
Just
way to-
nodded off.
Yeah.
yeah, I was driving back from the gig, and it was about Stoke area,
Yeah.
and going north.
Never a nice area, is it?
Yeah.
Never
Come
a
from
nice
Alpha
area.
Centauri
It was
to
kind of
Stoke.
right. Okay.
Ace
I'm wide open
Venturi.
here, aren't I?
It was Congleton, actually. It was quite nice.
And this first one, I'm only going to talk about. I never told anyone about this one, but
Go on.
my ex-wife Natalie was
exclusive.
in the car.
Go on.
So I've had witnesses on it all occasions, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And there was like, I don't know why I'm telling you this. It was like a. It was like
Just to say
like
about
a
these witnesses, one of them married Steve, so
box,
you know
a box. Yeah,
how reliable we want to make them a witness.
Fuck you. And it was like, oh God, shut up. It was a box shape, right? It was kind of like sort of flat rectangular shape, and on the back of it, it had like a pole with a glowing orb on. Shut up, right? And it was doing this.
No, not Winter Hill.
East to west. It was
It's
just
just
doing
road
this, right?
workers, to be honest with you. I
It
think.
was just doing this. It was just going woof, woof, just fucking shooting across the sky. I was like, I looked at Natalie and went, "Can you see that?" And she went, "Yeah." So we was watching it for a bit. Then we got past it. It was weird, and we never thought about it again, right? So the next
Right.
night, we're coming along the same stretch of motorway. Now we're looking for stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Like, wonder if that fucking weird thing's going to be there. And
Still going to be there.
over the top of the trees on the left there. So it's like trees about 20 foot high. And over the top of it, look at you, and you can fuck right off. And over the top of it came a black triangle, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine it was a triangle.
Okay.
At this speed, right? Over the car, well, over the motorway, and it's about 20, 30 foot above the tree line, so about 50 foot.
I give way on the other side.
And it was completely silent. It was completely silent. And it had an orb under each apex. It was gunmetal black.
Yeah.
And it didn't make a sound. And it just drifted across the motorway over to sort of Stoke area again.
Paraglide.
Yeah.
But I would say that this was military.
Right.
Even though I can't, because it was nuts and bolts. But it was,
Yeah.
and it wasn't making, and at that speed, it has to create a downdraft to stay aloft.
Right.
What a paraglider thing that just...
Well, it's too big. It was massive. It was bigger than a fighter jet, but it weren't big as it weren't like an ocean liner. It was like.
So when you first saw it, were you already into aliens and stuff, or was that the trigger?
I've always been into it since I was 10. So I've always been looking about, but I've never seen anything. I just read about it, and
because that sounds like confirmation bias. Then, if you were already into it,
right? Well, it's called Cut 2. So I've had 2 now, and then about 3 months later, I'm coming on the 62 over the big hill. You can see Halifax on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the moon. The moon's out. It's a beautiful moon, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I thought that's a beautiful moon. And then underneath it, halfway between the horizon and the moon, was another moon, right? And this about this size. Fuck you. I'm telling you, I don't care now.
No, that's fine. No, I love it.
And it was about half the size of the moon.
What year is this?
Milky colour. This is about 12 years ago. Within the same period of time that we've seen these others. And but it's quite strange. I'll tell you why. So anyway, I'm looking at it and I thought, what the fucking hell is that? And it did this. It went and then shrank to about 1/10 of its size.
Yeah.
And then went down really slowly over to the town, like over some houses or something like that. And it hung there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then it went and then went back to where it was originally and swelled to like 10 times its size again. It's this big milky moon-looking thing. And I was like, what the fuck? So I got on the phone straight away, rang Barry Dodds, right? I rang Barry Dodds and said, go to the fucking top of your flats, because I knew he was at Leeds.
Yeah.
Just get to the top and go and look at this.
Yeah.
So then I ring Natalie.
Another reliable source there, Barry Dodds.
Yeah, the paranormal one. I'll ring the paranormal guy.
The professional ghost hunter.
Did Barry see it?
No, but I rang Natalie, right?
Yeah.
Now, my ex, she's working at the Royal Exchange Theatre in Manchester.
Yeah.
So it was 10:15. So I knew she'd finished the shift, right? So I rang Nat and went, we can get her on the fucking phone now if you want, right? Get her on the phone. And I rang her and I went, you won't believe what I'm looking at. And she went, is it like the moon, but it's under the moon and it's like about half the size of the moon, it's a big glowing ball. And I went, fucking yeah. And she could see it from Manchester all that way across and she'd seen it as well. So that's my
Have you seen anything like, any reports or anything about that though?
Never. And that one I thought was going to be all over the news. Yeah.
But only you and Natalie saw it.
I'm not saying you're imagining it.
But only you and Natalie saw it.
I know. It's weird, isn't it?
But they were far away and she described it without him giving her any hints.
Yeah.
But they also could have suffered some PTSD together in their relationship.
Yeah, they've got lead pipes at home.
Yeah. We just moved into an house. It was it
smelled funny, but it was fine.
Yeah, no, but I'm solid behind the alien UFO theory. They've definitely, and they've been here thousands of years.
Why do you think they've been here? This is the. So I done a podcast on Freddie Quinn's with someone who about aliens and that, and like one of the theories is like the aliens exist, but there's something like 6 laws or something, and one of the laws is aliens exist, but we're too thick for them to even bother with.
Yeah, it's
like we're so Neanderthal.
It's the flora
The
and
ants.
the fauna theory with science. So you go to the Amazon jungle. The BBC send you to the Amazon jungle. Sit in that. Don't interfere with anything. Observe, right? So you're looking at the ants and all that, how they live and all that kind of stuff, because they're beneath you. The flora and fauna.
Yeah,
that's what we are.
Right.
You wouldn't go up to an ant colony and go, take us to your leader.
Yes.
They wouldn't do the same to
they'd
you.
be like, you
just
won't even understand you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why they're observed.
But would you not then say that's almost God?
No, because God isn't real.
But is that not what God might be?
It could be misinterpreted. If you go back and look at some of these tribes,
you're convinced there's somebody
do you
above
subscribe
us.
to any of the ideas of like the pyramids were built by the aliens?
No, I don't.
Do you think there's anything?
No.
Do you think there's anything we know of that the aliens were involved in?
No, I don't believe that. The pyramids were built by very exceptional masonries and slaves and all that kind of stuff. And what happened was, Napoleon, I think it was, came along and they're like, these fucking savages, they possibly have that technology and all that kind of stuff. So they poo-pooed it and tried to shot the nose off.
They shot the
Sphinx
nose
and all
off,
that.
yeah. Target practice.
So, the target practice.
Is that what it was? He shot the nose off Napoleon?
They whitewashed all the hieroglyphics.
Right.
To remove any, because now these people were far superior to these fuckers turning up with guns.
Yeah.
They've got a peaceful community that are really highly advanced.
Yeah.
They didn't like it at all.
How were the pyramids built then?
Well, they don't know. It's.
I think they were they're built like.
Don't they move as well?
They don't move. Well, they move because they're on a tectonic plate. They all,
Right.
And if they weren't on it, they'd sink. So somebody knew something somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? So I believe that.
Do you reckon they did? Or do you reckon they just fucking
I think they're older.
gambled?
I think they're much older than what you think they are.
I agree with him, and
I think
no one just gambles on
they
something
date
like
back
that.
to about 10,000
Yeah, they do.
BC. So because they're saying
Some
they're
houses in
4,000
Southport like
years
that,
old,
like,
and
so.
they're not just 4,000 years old, because if you look at the Sphinx, it's
Yeah.
weathered. So all down the side of the Sphinx, for about 30 foot of it, right?
Yeah.
It's got running water marks that only can be made in a rock strata by running water, right?
Right.
And if you take it back to 10,000 BC, that's when it was off rainforest and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And also, if you take it back and rotate the star system and the star maps back to that, the Sphinx is facing Leo, exactly at Leo, which is the lion.
Yeah.
So it's facing it, so that makes sense as well.
Well, they reckon that they dug canals to get the stone there. They floated it basically on rafts
They
and
tried
stuff,
it. I've watched documentaries on it, them trying to float stuff. It just sinks. Anything over 2 ton, you can't even move it with ropes, and that's all they had.
So what's your thinking on them?
I don't know. This is where I'm inclined to. I don't want to think that they floated them.
I just want to point out that, aircraft carriers,
Yeah.
they weigh more than 2 tons.
Yeah, but that's about the buoyancy, isn't
Water
it?
displacement.
Yeah. It's water displacement and buoyancy. And
Yeah.
But you couldn't get an aircraft carrier down a canal.
Depends how big the canal is.
Depends how deep the canal
I
is.
bet you get it down the Suez.
Yeah, well, they tried that.
You can't, although
Turned it sideways,
you can't
didn't
turn
it?
a boat sideways, though, can you?
Yeah.
Like that fella did the other
Yeah.
year. And there's one man with a little digger trying to dig it out.
I read a conspiracy. I think I heard it on TikTok. Conspiracy theory that they reckon the Incas and the pyramids and stuff. There was a civilization before us who were much more advanced and much more technology advanced and much more socially advanced than us.
That's right.
And the government knows about it. But the difference between them and us, and the reason there's no evidence of them besides from what we see, like buildings and stuff, is because they lived by the laws of the earth, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the government now, there's enough evidence to suggest it, but they'd never release it because that would mean that people would riot to be going, well, why are we doing this?
Well, that's the
if
thing
there's a
about
way of
aliens.
life that we could be living.
That they say that it would rock the Catholic Church to its core if they had admitted that there was aliens because of the dogma surrounding the Catholic faith. But,
because of evolution, the Big Bang sort of thing.
Yeah, but in the
Because
Mayans,
they fought the Big Bang at first, didn't they? The Christianity.
yes,
Now they accept it and just say, well, who created the Big Bang?
yeah.
But originally they said, no, there was no Big Bang.
That's right.
Well, what'll happen is if they prove it's true, they'll just go, well, he did that on Sunday. He didn't actually rest. He just kept that quiet.
What they did is just PR'd it and called it the God particle,
Yeah.
didn't he? The Big Bang, well, that's the God particle.
The
that's
God
right.
particles
Yeah,
are
yeah.
Higgs boson.
Higgs boson.
They've got their own scientists
boson.
now. Yeah, they've got their own.
What's
the,
Higgs
the
boson?
Vatican
That's the
employ
God
their own
particle,
scientists.
the Higgs boson. It's
He's
a kind of
fucking-
quark or nuance.
Simon's keeping his fucking mouth shut for all this.
What?
Look.
Yeah, well,
He only found out about the
when
Nazis from Indiana Jones.
When things are a bit too much for him, he just goes quiet.
Well, no, but all
and you'll
this-
hear him change subjects to going, well, Steve,
I will change the subject in a minute.
I'll tell you
but
that. Just one thing I'll dip in with
Go
before I
on.
say that, right?
no, I'm happy to
The
listen.
Mayans, right, all said when they were asked where they came from, they say they mapped the
Warrington.
Pleiades constellation hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and they've built observatories. You can go. I've been in it. I've been inside a Mayan observatory.
On the Mayans, the one who keep predicting the Earth's going to...
Yeah, that calendar.
Yeah.
The Mayan calendar. Yeah, they've got that
they,
mold in there.
The stars were there, though, then.
Yeah, you could see them clearly, but we didn't map the Pleiades until in the 1890s. These fuckers mapped it in the 1200s or something. When they were asked, they were saying, "No, we come from the Pleiades." And the Sumerians as well. You speak to if you look at the Sumerian maps of the Pleiades,
What's Sumerians?
Yeah, these are noises now.
Sumerians from Mesopotamia. They're
What are you laughing at?
These are words I've never heard before.
It's just
I heard the Mayans of
he
it.
knows so, and then he just
Yeah.
goes off on all these fucking mad things. Like,
oh, sorry,
No, I'll be honest
no,
with
I
you.
enjoy it. I
know
really
what,
enjoy
Steve?
it.
I'm
I
obsessed.
reckon-
Sorry,
I love
You've got that Greg Cook effect where you could almost
He's
convince
racist.
me I was wrong on anything. I reckon.
only if I know about it.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'm not gonna
Right.
put my neck out.
Yeah.
But with this, I know everything.
That's a liberal argument.
Yeah,
What is, so,
and I can definitely walk ski.
Yeah, I believe you can water ski now. I don't know if I believe there's aliens, but I believe you can water ski.
There really is. I'll bring one round.
I'll believe you about all this shit if I see you water ski for the first time, you smash it, and then I'll buy everything else you've said about the.
And there's a grey man driving the boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? So, how many types of aliens do you think there's been?
How many times? I don't want
Do
to.
you think it's only been grey men, or do you think there's been more than one?
There's apparently there's 3, but I'm going to run with the greys, right?
Right. So we've had apparently there's been 3 different types.
Yeah, there's more though. If you go deep,
Yeah.
it's 52.
Right. This sounds like we're going to get into gender politics now.
Okay.
There's 2 genders.
Yeah.
No, then there was 3. How many do they want now?
The greys are asexual.
Are they?
Yeah, they've got no.
They're non-binary.
Organs. Yeah. No, they only know reproductive organs.
What do they do for fun?
I think they're cloned.
What do they do for fun?
Not by themselves.
The way he just fucking comes up with this out of the cloud. Here we fucking go. Who clones them?
Yeah, who clones
each other?
They clone each other.
Of course they do.
Right. So when they
Where'd the first one come from then?
Also,
from an advanced.
when did they decide they want to be cloned? Like, is it like right?
They've got no choice.
I'm smashing life at 32. Clone me now.
No, they've got no choice. They're just like, oh, who's done that? And they just wake up.
So do they clone himself, or do they clone is there like one, and they go, that's the master one you got? You can only.
I
clone
don't know
that
about
one?
because it would have had to have like a complete infrastructure, wouldn't it, of like other advanced aliens that go, we need some fucking clones here.
So it's other aliens that created them.
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
Do
they do sex?
Up the road.
Do they do sex? The other
Yeah,
ones?
they do sex, but they've gone off it. Too many STIs.
What's that stand for?
I don't know.
It's another constellation.
Yeah. And that's where STIs come from. The planet STI.
The STI constellation was first mapped by
God of gonorrhea.
The Wigan Incas.
Yeah.
After
Too
spending
much evidence. There's an embarrassment of well.
That's what I'd call it, an embarrassment of evidence.
What's the evidence?
Embarrassing evidence is exactly what I'd say.
Evidence is like pure. If you just come round to mine, right?
I'm being groomed. Come on, this little alien hunt. Midnight M6 hard shoulder.
Listen, I'll show you. I'll give you like a.
Can you see that all?
I'll give you a practical in probing. Right?
Here we go.
Where's this evidence? Well, can I go to Oxford University? No, it's in my house.
No, I find it interesting to listen to.
Right, now the probing, is that true, or is that just something the media made to discredit you UFOs?
That's what they do for fun.
There's a lot of discredit stuff like that, but I think they people do get sort of like their orifices like looked at.
Why do they only ever kidnap people from inbred USA towns?
Well, because they're less likely to be believed.
And also, they're on their own a lot more.
They're fucking not.
If you're in a big wide,
They're always with the cousins.
If you're in a farm sort of area and you're out in the field on your own a lot, easy to grab.
You've gone for this now, haven't you?
I think
I just want to roll with
You're in
it.
for
now.
this.
if
You're
you
thinking
don't
of them
believe-
as actual
I just
alien
enjoy
taxi drivers now, aren't you?
I just enjoy listening to him, and then he goes off with another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So,
you go on.
Because I
Go on.
refuse to make my mind up on something that's not yet been proven.
yeah.
So I'm inclined to not believe, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
And I'm yet to be proven wrong.
So, what are the other 2 then? We've had the Greys.
There's the Nordics.
The Nordics?
The Nordics, who are very, very tall, blonde, beautiful, very
Yeah.
Swedish looking. They're a very peaceful race.
Right.
And then there's
A lot like Sweden.
the
Are they, do they look like humans?
they
Just
can pass.
Right.
They're pretty much. If you've ever seen a really beautiful, like
Just tens,
Barry
basically.
Costa,
Tens.
Yeah.
the blonde hair and blue eyes, you like very much be one.
An alien.
like Erling Haaland. Is there a chance he's an alien?
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean by that? Because I know you don't like
Is it,
football.
no. That's
Who's the
football?
who's
Yeah.
who's the other one then?
I don't want to talk about because you're gonna fucking jump.
Go, I won't jump on you at all.
The reptilians.
Right, lizards.
Right, lizards.
Yeah.
Is this the ones that they talk about
No,
that the royal family are?
Have you ever seen People of Earth, the sitcom?
No.
Watch that, right? Watch that. Watch People of Earth.
What's that sitcom? It explains everything.
Oh well, it touches on all the
I've
stuff.
seen Third Rock from the Sun. Is it like that?
Better than that.
So,
It's true.
reptilians.
Yeah.
Is this the idea? Is this all reptiles, aliens, or
No.
there's an advanced
Like
reptilian?
V, you know, like V, the alien thing. They come in V and the reptilians under the skin.
No.
You never seen V?
No.
Oh, okay.
You keep making references to movies no one else has seen but you.
None of you are cultured, are you?
I think it's the fact we haven't
Well,
seen these
Yeah.
films.
reptilians are aggressive, right?
Yeah.
They've got acid for blood.
Right.
And,
Any
and
ISIS
they're
is a
really high
type.
up in there's like I'm not
Like
saying
what
this.
people would call the Illuminati.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. It's kind of David Icke territory.
And
Right.
why have they come here and why do they want to control us?
I don't really know. Probably just to take over, just to sort of like
Something to do.
undermine society. But people say that they cause all wars and stuff and unrest, so they can go about doing their business. I don't know why they just fuck off.
Yeah, if they're aliens, I don't get why they've come here then gone. I tell you what, let's just control these for a bit.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, just come for a laugh.
Yeah.
Let's make
Well, you can-
Germany
if you
kick
go
off with
back-
everyone again.
Yeah.
If you go back to like the indigenous tribes of Australia
Yeah.
and the Native Americans in America,
Yeah.
they have got stories that go back thousands and thousands of years of all these different types, and they've been communicating with them for years. All
Yeah.
the drawings are there, and they look, you can tell it's definitely not a human.
Yeah.
Can you speak to any of the elder members of the tribe that they say, yeah, they've been talking to they used to call it the gods and all that kind of
Yeah.
Chariots of the Gods. It was Chariots of the Gods that got me onto it, like
Right.
by Eric von Daniken.
I have seen a lot of that about cave paintings and stuff.
Yeah.
Where, they say, look at this. This is clearly a spaceship. And I can see that. But what I'd love is we do get time travel and we go back in time and just find out it was some little guy's
some kid,
dickhead
yeah.
of a 3-year-old who's
Yeah,
found a
yeah.
crayon.
Yeah,
and just
I
drawn
can't-
on the wall.
I mean, I'm shit at drawing horses.
I could show
I'm boss at drawing shoes, shit at drawing horses. If you give me a cave, to people like, oh, they were dead advanced
Just
in
hands and
shoes.
cows. That's all he could do. Yeah.
There's about 30 different cave paintings that show the Pleiades constellation from different parts of the world.
Right.
So
Why are the Pleiades so big? Is that?
I don't know. I think it's the Mayans said it
The
was
home of the
whole
Greys.
planet that
What
they
do you
came from.
think about them defacing the Van Gogh painting?
Told you going on.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Nice
He's had
swerve,
enough
though.
now. He's had
right,
enough
okay.
now.
What do you think about that?
Well,
Aliens?
It's not. It's
No,
just-
the defacing of the Van Gogh painting with the soup.
Which aliens did that?
No, he's just swerved the
no, he's-
conversation
he's-
now.
We're not on aliens.
He's had
now.
enough of aliens now.
Aliens haven't touched Van Gogh.
No, he's had enough, and
Just-
now he's moving
what is
on.
it? Stop
Just
oil.
Stop oil.
Just stop oil, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that about? Because I'm not bothered.
Stop oil.
It's about exactly what you're doing.
Stop
right
relying
now.
on oil. See,
Fracking.
fracking. Just
All oil.
all oil. The fracking. The oil companies are subsidised 45 times more than renewable energy.
right.
So they get 45 times as many subsidies as
And
renewable
this is why
energy
they did
does.
it. Is it?
And this is why they did it, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
This is why they did it. They knew.
Climate change as well. There's
Fine.
Well, that's the idea. Is like, why are you subsidising oil? Why aren't you subsidising renewable energy? Why is it like? And they just given license to 400 new oil companies or oil subsidiaries.
Is that money for the other
Yeah,
Tories.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's so.
Rees Mogg made $7 million last year in his hedge fund, and most of that's from oil.
So is this because they're potentially sell the oil money's dirty money? Is it?
Well, it's not just dirty money. It's old money. It's time to move on from it.
Right.
And because these companies haven't,
That's not
They
why
don't-
they're kicking off.
they don't want to reinvest. Well, it is that the subsidies and and that's
No, they just stop oil. They're kicking off because of the impact it's having on the planet.
yeah. But their argument was, look at the things that are happening
Yeah.
now. When
Yeah.
this is the time for change, and we'll do what's happening is literally Liz Truss in the 44 days has reversed almost everything for renew.
She did fuckloads during her time. Though.
Yeah.
She killed the Queen. She tanked the pound.
Yeah.
She ruined the Tories from inside.
Well, she's
my
ruining
second
planet
favourite person
Earth.
after the guy who killed
I
Hitler.
saw a really funny
Good.
post. Somebody put that I've got
Good.
stuff in my freezer that's had 3 prime ministers.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they said about
Well, you see-
Queen
you see-
Elizabeth had 15 prime ministers. Prince Charles already up to 2.
Yeah, well, he'll beat her by 2028.
Yeah.
At the current run rate, he'll beat her by 2028.
Jesus Christ.
Like, man, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, that's why. So, they knew the Van. I actually quite like it in the end because at first there was loads of people ripping them.
They said it was protected by the
and it
frame
was all
of the
protected by glass. There was no damage to the frame.
I don't
Right.
mind little things like
So,
that,
like-
but it's when they're stopping fire engines and stuff that does matter.
Yeah, that's the problem is in the street, isn't it? The one
That's-
So why
But
the
in
Van Gogh? Was there any specific reason why they
it's
went
an
for
old
that?
famous
Well,
oil
Well,
painting.
because it's
Isn't
the
it?
most famous painting in the world, isn't it?
It's old famous oil
attention.
painting.
Mona Lisa's more
accessible.
famous.
Well, it's the same. It's up there, isn't it? Really?
It's accessible.
Yeah.
And it was an oil painting.
And they used oil on it, did they?
No,
No, they threw
beans or
tomato
soup
sauce.
or something.
Oh,
Tomato soup.
Oil-based.
They threw tomato soup on it.
They've just
No, it's
thrown
just
custard
want-
over King
they-
Charles.
They just want to make a
as well.
big.
Have
Have
they?
they?
Today, yeah.
The same
yeah,
two
we want
fuckers
pie.
or like the same
No, different fuckers.
cause?
Same haircut, but different
Over
fuckers.
King Charles, yeah. But he's very green as well, Charles.
Yeah. Well, they're not doing it to have a go at him. They're doing it to get us, people like us, talking about it on things like this.
And it was massive because, like, if you look at the interviews afterwards...
Fuck them then if it's to get attention, so we talk about that to them.
Yeah, it was that good. And the girl who done it, when you actually seen an interview with her, she was really good as well. She was like... And they go, why have you done something like that? And they're like, well, I knew it was going to get this much attention. We knew there'd be no damage to a famous artwork if we did it. And also, if people didn't do things as extreme as this, people like me wouldn't exist. She's like, I'm a lesbian queer. I'm a queer lesbian sort of thing. Said I've got a degree. I'm educated. If people weren't doing such outlandish things hundreds of years ago, I literally wouldn't be allowed to exist.
This is
why we're doing it now.
That's my problem. That in that she
shouldn't be allowed to exist.
No, not that she shouldn't be allowed to exist. Fuck no. But there was a lot, like 60, 70, 80 years ago. There were a lot of huge movements, civil disobedience, disobedience, terrorism, almost. For the right causes that massive change needed to happen. Gay rights, ethnicity rights, all that kind of stuff definitely needed to happen. These were massive causes that affected every single person in a nation at the time.
Yes.
You know, the war in Vietnam, things like that. But now there's a lot of similar kind of militants going on for issues that are important, but nowhere near as important.
I would then argue, though, that what has happened with that militants in the 70s and 80s is things like Steve's gone about with, like, not lizards, but there's now a corruption of power. And what they've done is taken that power and gone, okay, we're going to do all these things that people are going to protest about and do it in the dark. Yeah, and now they're doing it in the dark. Now when someone like Just Stop Oil, when someone like Just Stop Oil does something and people are outraged by it, it's because, well, these terrible things are happening and you don't even know about it.
Yeah,
because
I agree, but you need to impede the people that are making the decisions or in charge. Or
I'm feeling I've been tearing a house. What they should be doing is throwing paint on Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Because nobody will do anything because it's called narcoticizing dysfunction, right?
Right.
And what happens is that because you've got your repressive state behind you, police and the army and the prisons and all that kind of stuff, they've got guns and water cannons and all that kind of thing, right? Yeah. They know they can do
they're not allowed to use water cannons.
They want, right? They can do whatever they want politically, physically to a person. They can do what they want now because nothing you can do. So we can sit here and talk on this podcast about how angry we are at all that kind of stuff. But we know that the job at hand to get that done is so fucking big, you forget. So it's kind of narcoticizing dysfunction. You just don't do anything about it, and they know that. So they know like what they've done with us with all the lying that they've done. Yeah. Narcoticizing dysfunction.
It's too big, so why?
The only way it'll ever stop is if you burn the House of Commons.
Yeah.
There needs to be physical harm to
burn it. By the way, I just agreeing.
I honestly believe the only way
CO2 emissions.
The only way a lot of things will change. Yeah, probably would. The only thing a lot of things will change is if MPs fear physical harm, but they don't.
No, I'm just going to disassociate myself with that comment.
Why?
Well.
Getting slapped is a big thing.
I guarantee you that the day after something happens like this, somebody's going to wear this as a fucking disguise and I'll get the blame.
yeah. You're easily recognisable.
Mr. Blackpool just loads of...
No, I get it. I completely agree. I'm not saying don't protest, don't make people fear, but you shouldn't make the common man that you want to be sympathetic with your cause. You don't want to agree with him.
Yeah, but it's the same with those. People make that argument over train strikes and that though as well, don't they? Like, you're disrupting the common man, but then what else do you do?
Yeah, but the MPs won't ever feel threatened because if they do, they'll just call in the army and that martial law and get rid of the police and go, fuck that, you shoot everyone who lives in the northwest. That's it. Martial law. That's not murder.
That would be
but then if he's saying they want to fear harm, then they'll go, well, fuck you lot. They'll shoot you all.
Yeah. Just what you should do is
post
but then
all of
the names and addresses
the
online and then see how quickly they wind the neck.
Get the mailing lists for all the comedy clubs in the north and then just find out where it is and then just go and pop them all off.
Yeah. All right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
No, but isn't that what would happen if you're saying that you fear harm? Then they'll just come back and go, well, fuck. If you start shooting MPs, they'll shoot all of you.
That's right. That's what you're.
Yeah, but that's what you want.
Was it martial law in North Korea now, in Russia?
Then a kind of war like that would cause a civil war. Then a kind of civil war would cause a reset on the on the country.
Yeah, but do you reckon they just nip it in the bud before we even got there? Like, we've not got the means to go against them.
Now you're talking about the Hunger Games sort of thing, though, aren't you?
This is where narcoticizing dysfunction comes from. So when you get to school, you get to 4 years old, you start being educated, right? And what you've got is your ideological state apparatus and your repressive state apparatus. They both work together to keep your consensus to carry on, without that kind of thing. And then as soon as you rise up against it, you get shot. You know, you can't.
Yeah, dropping my child off at reception for the first time felt like you're just watching them just go to death.
Yeah, watching them get the leaves off the
right
branches.
into the. All the kids are crying like the end of Titanic, and it's just like, oh, you're now the system. You get up every morning, Monday to Friday. You go in there, and that trains you for the 9 to 5.
Albie made his way out on the first day. Albie, 2-year-old, made his way, got out a nursery across and made his way back to the house.
Did he tunnel out?
Yeah.
It's jail.
He got out. He got out past under through the fucking out, and I took him back.
He's becoming very quickly my favourite person.
We got out. It was one of them older lads that he told off.
Yeah.
Who'd gone, what, Albie? Since I stopped swearing, and my life's changed. Albie's turned into, what's his name? Oh, fucking hell, Jordan Peterson. He's like, that's since I started listening to you, Albie. I've started making me bed. I've stopped swearing. I mean, like, I've stopped spitting. My life's changed. Come on, I'll break it out of reception.
Get him on the pod.
They rang me on the first day and said he's not fitting in. And I said he's not used to. He's not used to a formal structure. Like he's
he's not
silly when his dad's fucking.
That's your job.
Yeah. It's playtime at my house, mate. Yeah.
It's not on the first day. He's not fitting in.
Got a phone call on the first day. He's
mentioning narcoticizing dysfunction. It's in reception.
He's told me off for swearing twice.
He accused me of being a grey man.
Yeah.
And I got me because I haven't got a match for his pipe.
How can someone not fit in on the first day?
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, but how can that be Steve's fault?
It's not. You don't.
They've got to have had that happen before, where there's a kid that's a little bit outside. So they'd do stuff, surely.
Well, they for some reason they
gave up.
They gave up like by dinner.
What? It's just
amazing.
Oh, I love all that. As if everything you've tried, he's gone, stop it, will you? Come on, stop it. Stop. I'm done. This kid's done. Try moving up a year. See if you can handle him.
They've moved him up a year.
Have they?
They've moved him up a year.
Yeah.
What month was he born in?
No, they've moved him up anyway.
He's starting to sound like Stewie, our Family Guy, in
October.
Yeah.
Right, so he's
they've
older in the
just
year,
to get him
older.
through quicker, innit?
He's been moved up. When he was in year 4, they moved him to year 5, and all the problems stopped. So he's fine.
Right.
The
older kids slapped him down a bit.
Yeah.
Even
on
that.
the prison, you're the one who's been serving for longer time. Listen, mate, we've been in here for 5 years.
Straight.
He's deputy head now.
He met Red and he can't.
I'm having your rice pudding whether you like it or not. I'll be wipe it on his face. There you go. Get into PE.
Oh
well. Who was it we were talking to? That dad? Oh, Danny Deegan's dad, who was in the school, who basically assembled a team of bullies to police the kids.
Yeah.
Danny Deegan's dad was like ex-police, and then he got a job in the school as like a head teacher or something, or in charge of security.
He was in charge.
And then
but there's a bullying problem.
Bullies together,
and he was in charge of school safety, like the welfare of the kids. And his way of solving it was, he's got all the bullies and went, if any of this happens, I'm coming down fucking use.
Make them responsible for it.
Yeah, so all the bullies just started self-policing everyone. So anything he didn't want to happen just didn't happen because the bullies started self-policing. But it's the same as like when Russia had the Olympics and Putin just got all the gangsters and went, anything goes wrong, I'm shooting all yous.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Russia created all the gangsters themselves, though, didn't they? When they started selling off all the public goods and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah. God, I do catch the news occasionally. I genuinely haven't sat down and watched the news in 26 years now.
I just get my news from Twitter now.
Get it from yous. Like, listen, chatting with you guys, and I have a conversation in a green room. I've just discovered now we've got a new Prime Minister. I've got a fucking clue.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that's the best way to live now.
It is, honestly.
Because it just upsets you too much.
More stress-free.
I've never.
It's because, like I say, I have the mindset we need to burn the House of Commons. And MPs need to fear physical harm. I'm of that mind that that's the only way you'll ever get change now. So, but now I know no one will do that. I won't do that. So I just
why won't you do that?
Just step back.
Why won't you do that?
Because this goes out to 15,000 people.
Rob, who do you hate more, the Tories or the police?
Both intertwined, aren't they?
Yeah, but I
honestly,
there's some Ben coppers out there, isn't there?
Honestly,
yeah,
I don't hate the police more. But I find it more, what's the word? It confuses me more how anyone would want to be a policeman. I know why Tories exist.
I agree with that.
I know why Tories exist. I know how they exist, and I know where they've come from. They've been brought up. Yeah, and I know if I was one, I want to be one. I know I had all the money in the world. I'll be one. But I don't get how someone could want to be a policeman.
Is that because you've had a bad experience, or is it?
The shit money.
It's just any other job.
The shit, honestly.
Why? Because for me to go and do that job,
shit money, fucking hell.
to go and do that job,
is.
you've got to crave. It's the same money as a teacher.
It's rubbish. It's absolute rubbish.
Yeah, but that's the basic pay.
Yeah, but then it still doesn't really. You get
pension is what they all mention, isn't it?
Yeah, but then
but the pension's been stripped.
They've got the same
And the
license.
shagging each other when you're on duty.
They get the police license and the normal civil license. Both can get points on. You know, they don't get any more like you know, they don't get let off for stuff. In fact, it's worse.
Yeah. The police are very.
Yeah, you got to be
policing.
cleaner than clean. Yeah.
It's only when it comes to big things in the news that they get looked after. It's when little things like you get a complaint against you get bollocked and like you get brought in. You can like say you can get points on your license for bad behaviour. But obviously they look after themselves when it's in the paper because they don't want any bad PR. But honestly, it's confusing me why someone would want to be a policeman.
Yeah.
I don't understand why anyone would want that power.
A responder, especially, you know.
It's just the power. Like, why would you want that power over another individual, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Well, I think some of them might be getting into it because one, it's probably a profession that you can mention as respectable profession maybe, but also
career and
like. Would you want to? Are you genuinely interested in helping people, or do you think it's just a cushy number? Get to the end of it, 55, and then I'll have a decent.
Well, it's probably like
they might
that.
just think that
It's
a
the
little.
same as teachers. Most
30
teachers
years, boom,
aren't interested in helping kids. It's a nice, decent
means
job.
to an end.
Respectable. You like decent wage. All right. 9 to 5. You get loads of 9 till 3. You get loads of holidays. That's why most teachers go into. Not every teacher wants to spy kids. Not every policeman wants to protect. But so for me, I don't want to get into a job like that, which then means I have to punish another person.
I see. Yeah, I dated a copper as well, Brian. She was.
What about that person's horrible?
But not everyone's horrible.
I mean, it's not a copper's job to punish, though, is it? Officially,
no. But if you're giving someone points on the license and stuff like that, and and they shouldn't be speeding and things, but at the same time,
I mean, where they don't use
and stuff like that.
What's the word? They can use the
discretion.
Yeah, when they don't use the discretion.
Yeah.
That's a good copper. A good copper will use discretion.
Most coppers, to be fair to them, most coppers are sound, but
I've
it's
never
just
had a bad experience.
I have.
I've not.
I've had a couple like yeah.
I had
one. My nose broke. I had one where it went dislocated, and they said it was self-defense. 7 of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've had one.
Had that.
I've had one where
I weighed 2 stone
breaking the law.
7 coppers, self-defense.
Yeah.
I had one where I was sitting outside the court, waiting to go in over. He said I was parked on zigzags at 3 a.m. The zigzags were there for the school. It was 3 a.m. in the morning.
Was it yellow zigzags?
Outside of Chippy.
Right.
I couldn't tell you the
not
colour
zebra
now.
crossing
6
zigzags.
points, that mate.
3 it was.
Was it?
3. And it was basically a pisshead had gone, stop, I want to see my mates in that Chippy. So I stopped. He looked out the window, and literally 30 seconds later, the police car outside. And he goes, why'd you stop? And I went, well, some pissed bloke was telling me to stop and couldn't be arsed arguing at 3 o'clock with someone pissed. There's no other cars on the road besides from me. I said he wants to see if his mate was in the Chippy. He had a look, we moved on, then you pulled me over. Like, as soon as I moved on, you pulled me over. And he's like, yeah, well, 3 points and all that. And then I got outside the court. So I take everything to court, everything. Because
you always should be.
There's majority of the time, there's no evidence. And you get the same punishment. Like I say, nothing to lose, get the same punishment. Half the time there's no evidence. They stand there and go, it's your word against theirs. They can't prove it, they just throw it out. Right. So always take everything to court. I took this to court. I was sitting there. He'd forgotten what I looked like. Because it must have been like 9 months later. I'm sitting next to him on the bench. Another female police officer comes over and he goes, what are you in for? And she goes, let me guess, done another taxi driver, haven't you? You fucking hate them, don't you? And he started laughing and went, yeah, done another taxi driver. We got to court. I said, this is a conversation he's just had with the person next to him. They went, can you prove it? And I went, well, it's probably cameras there, isn't it? And they went, the cameras have got no sound on them.
Yeah.
And I went, well, that's the conversation they just had, and we're here now. And they were like, well, unfortunately, we can't take any of that into account. And then just...
Sounds like he's got a bee in his bonnet that you were either dealing
Earning
or getting
more
or
on
helping
Sunday.
somebody deal. You've pulled up, he's jumped out, jumped straight back in again,
like
you've gone away. And he's just trying to get his big collar.
Yeah. And it's just fucking...
What happened with the one you used to go out with?
She instantly trawled through all my past life, personal life on Facebook and stuff, and it was she was like a proper detective.
Just done a research on you straight away.
Like totally overbearing, pretty much straight away.
Right.
Yeah.
How long had she been a copper for?
Let that go 20 years or something. Right.
So she wasn't like a new copper. You'd expect something like that from somebody who's really keen.
No. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock.
How long were you with her?
Just a few months.
Until she found out about him.
Yeah.
Not even that. Yeah.
Sweet talked when he was on a drunk drive. So I was like, well, we are going for a date. Yeah, forget it then.
I'd had someone on my Facebook, and then I'd get a screenshot, and through WhatsApp going, "I've got a new friend, have you?" I was like, as soon as I added.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was a bit of a psycho.
Yeah.
Do you reckon she had your login details?
No, she'd see it.
She'd just
watch
it.
On Facebook. Yeah.
She'd watch his friend list probably constantly.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like, I know birds who know how many followers the fella's got on Instagram.
Right.
And then when that changes, and I'm like, I haven't got how many followers I've got.
I don't even know. I still don't know how to change like my account. I pretty much I'm shit at social media. Shit. I'm terrible. I don't even know how to make a post on Instagram. Someone shows me, then I forget.
It's hard, it is hard, but I manage it now, but it's hard.
Yeah.
I can only manage Instagram. Can't do
as soon as you get it right, though, it changes.
But he knows the family tree of the Greys, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did a support slot for Manford, right? And he does his tweet, tweet. And I got a message from him going, "Your Twitter's fucking shameful." I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Sort it out for me. I had like 13 people on it or something.
Yeah.
Didn't really get round to your circuit life, did we?
Is that next time? I've got to go.
Yeah, it's all right.
So we'll get it next time, so.
I was back.
Well, thanks
Yeah,
for,
we definitely
doing it.
What, just as you say, you shit on social media. Where can people find Steve Harris again? If people are interested in seeing more of Steve Harris,
only in real
where
life.
can they
Funny
find
Steve Harris on Instagram.
At what?
At Funny Steve Harris.
Right.
Give me your MySpace page.
I've got one of them.
I know you have. Go on, give me your
I've got one
MySpace
of
page. There'll be loads of people on that.
Time Bandit Man.
That was it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
MySpace.
Did you manage to manage MySpace? Did you?
Yeah, I was on that. It was great. I was
Right.
to do that. And
Still on
then
it.
I just got good at it. Facebook popped up, and it just went.
2007.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
At Funny Steve Harris. Gleeson, Blackpool Comedy Club. Or are you on Twitter?
At _Ryan Gleeson.
At _Ryan
Blackpool
Gleeson.
Comedy.
At Blackpool Comedy on Twitter. And
On everything.
On everything.
For Comedy Station, yeah.
There you go. Go and see his club. Fast become one of the best in the Northwest. You might see Wazzy there in a couple of weeks.
We'll see.
They will see Wazzy there in a couple of
See
weeks.
Steve there this week.
So see this, it won't be out for 2
in
weeks.
the past.
Yeah.
You could have seen him 2 weeks ago, but you missed it now. Go back on MySpace. Look at him.
You'll have to give him another.
Decades
You have to give him another weekend now.
Yeah. And you might see me there one day, maybe. Who knows?
Right.
Later.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.